This next example is interesting, but not necessary. So if you'd like to skip this one, you may. Here we've got an equation. We're going to go ahead and find our x and y intercepts. So just like we did last time, we're going to take our 10 to the 1 minus 0 squared, and that leaves us with 10 to the 1, which is just 10. So that's our y-intercept. We put a 0 in place of the x, and the y value turned out to be 10. And then for the x-intercepts, we can set this equal to 0, 10 to the 1 minus x squared. Well, there's no way to get a number to a power that equals 0. So there's no exponent that would give us 10 to the power equals 0. This is not possible, just like a negative is not possible. And in fact, that means that we have an asymptote at y equals 0. Which is why there's no x-intercepts, because there's an asymptote there. All right, if we go ahead and plug in some other points, just by plugging in x values and getting out y values, let's plug in 1. 1 minus 1 squared is 10 to the 0, which is 1. Let's plug in 2. 10 to the first power minus 2 squared, so that would be 1 minus 4. So that would be a 10 to the negative 3 power. So putting that to the second power would be 10 to the negative 3 power, which is 0.001. So teeny tiny number. Let's go with a negative number. What if we put in a negative 1? So 1 minus negative 1 squared, that turns that positive, which gives us 1 minus 1, which is 0, and 10 to the 0 is 1. Okay, putting all that in there, let me throw an asymptote in here. So our asymptote's at y equals 0, and then we have an intercept at 0, 10, 1, 2. Well, I'm just going to count by 5s. 1, 2, count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I'm going to say that that point right there is 0, 10, because otherwise it doesn't fit on my graph paper. If I'm counting by 10s, then that means that the point at 1, 1 would be like over 1, up 1, maybe right here. And then left 1, up 1 here. And we can't cross the asymptote. So this is a very interesting graph. It goes up and spikes and then comes back down. So kind of like what we're hoping to have happen with our coronavirus. Will it reach a point and then come back down quickly so we can get back to normal life? Wouldn't that be nice?